Christmas is full of light and magic and DIYs, and I wanted to share with you my Christmas eco-friendly and mostly free DIYs. The first one is actually one of my favorites because it's made just with plain white paper, so it's really Christmas on a budget and something everybody has. I printed out some different sizes and shapes of pine trees, and since I knew that I wanted to keep mine for years, I also put them on white cardboard. For the snow on the windows, we're going to use this natural product, which is crushed chalk. By adding a little bit of water, it becomes creamy and you can use it as a painting. Last year I made a little bit too much, and since I don't like waste, I kept the cream and it's completely dried out now, but just by adding a little bit of water, it became as new. I think the effect is so pretty whether it's daytime or nighttime, and I like that you can do so many kinds of shapes. It can be the pine trees or snowmen, white mountains, white little houses. I still have a long way to walk, I'm sure it'll take a while to reach. This I filmed last year just to show you how easy it is to take off again. Walls and mountains standing in my way. In the previous video with the Christmas crib, I talked about the magic dove. So it's just flour, salt and all you mix together, and then you add little by little a cup of water. Worries, travel with the storm. But I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now, when you're gone. We made a lot of stars that we are going to use now by putting on some golden shimmer, and we're gonna hang them on the Christmas tree. It'll take a while 'cause I'm still sore, yeah. We also made a lot of hearts with this little cake shape. When you're gone, I know I still have a long way to walk, I'm sure it'll take a while to reach the golden shore. We even made some letters, and this is God Jul, which means Merry Christmas in Danish. We glued them on a big piece of driftwood and decided to add 2 of the homemade hearts, and added some snowflakes with leftover painting. It really shows that there is not an amount of painting which is too small to be kept. If you saw my fall video, you know I did this little creation of dead leaves. I still have it and just added a little bit of Christmas vibe. Lost in the sight of you alone. This DIY is also made with driftwood and the leftover painting, and the templates I brought in a thrift shop for around €1. The next DIY is made with a piece of scrap wood. It's a piece I found in front of a restaurant where they were building a new terrace, and the yarn comes from a hat that I found on the street. You need 1 nail at the top and then 1 of each side, getting wider and wider, and then 4 at the bottom. We added one of our golden magic dove stars. cut something in my garden, I always have in mind the DIYs that I want to make. So I cut a lot of branches with this shape to make Santa Claus and now a little deer.
Lost in the sight of you alone. Here I'll stay till dawn. The breeze in the sky sings me a song.
I don't use glue because I try to use as little as possible, and it's not necessary here anyway. And then it will be much easier to store away during summertime. I made a lot of these Santa Claus in different sizes, from huge to small, and placed them a little bit everywhere, outside and inside. This DIY is also made with a big piece of driftwood that I cut into 2 pieces. This little piece of wood is actually the foot, if you may say so, from a pallet. But if you have a stick like this of scrap wood, you can also use that and cut it into pieces. I've shown this before in some of my videos that I keep all the ribbons from chocolate boxes, flower bouquets, gift boxes for later use. We decided to make one red, but it could also be beautiful just to stay with natural and white colors. It's the kind of DIY that I love because it took us a few minutes to make and it can stay out in the rain or snow. This kind of Christmas tree I've seen a lot on Pinterest, but mostly made with pallets. You can place them on a stick like this, and I just quickly show you that it could be pretty as well, but I'm gonna use something else. This is where I keep all the branches and wood I cut in my garden. We use it for barbecue use, and to hold all these branches, I recycle my old Christmas trees. I know I'm gonna have a new one in a few weeks, so I'm gonna take one of these now, hoping it won't all collapse. You just need a machine and some screw for this one. I always pre-drill everything I do. It takes a few seconds, but you gain the seconds later when it's so much easier to screw the wood on, and also the wood never split. Easily cut a star on some scrap wood. This is a cover from a wine box, but I found the size a little bit too small, and so I'm gonna use this star I already have for my Christmas decoration. I like that it has a string on it, so it's easy to fix and easy to take off again, because when the Christmas is over I'm gonna take the star off and then just place the tree as a little decoration in the garden. This is the flag from our region that I made out of a piece of driftwood, and since it has the colors of Christmas, I put it up now. And I just wanted to share with you my favorite Christmas biscuits made with this delicious brown sugar.